People often consider Batman to be the peak human being, somebody that performs at a peak human performance, a level of peak human performance, and that is widely known amongst fans, amongst people that read the comic books and watch the different movies. I think a lot of people can agree on that. Why do we coin that term to Batman? I know it's because he's a superhero, but he's also human like the rest of us. What makes that special? What does that mean? What does that mean for us as regular human beings? Because he is a human being, but he's not necessarily a normal human being. He's got a lot going on, and I love to dive deep into his character because I personally believe that regardless of the impossible feats that Bruce Wayne accomplishes, I think that we are all capable of that high level of human performance, both mentally and physically. I wouldn't be making a lot of these posts. I post on my newsletter every week. I make a lot of postings. I make a lot of posts on Instagram, and I post videos here on the channel. I wouldn't be doing all of this if I didn't actually believe that we are somehow capable of that level of performance. Now I want to talk a little bit about what that looks like for us, because what that looks like for Batman is a lot different than what it might look like for me and you, because fortunately we're not going out every night fighting crime, beating criminals to a pulp. We have different goals, therefore our peak human performance looks a lot different. And I'm referencing a lot of my most recent newsletter posting because it was exactly on this topic. So if you haven't subscribed to that, I would obviously suggest subscribing to the newsletter. It's completely free, and a lot of these topics are covered over there, sometimes in even greater detail. But I reference a lot of these topics on these videos when I make them because I've already written it out there pretty clearly, and I really want to be able to touch on ideas from that and expand on them a little bit here for you guys in the videos. So like I said, I definitely believe that we're capable of performing at that higher level, at that peak human performance. And I use quotations because I think that is a very subjective term. However, objectively, I would say that we definitely do equate it with Batman, with the character of Bruce Wayne, and I think it's awesome. I think that's why we love him, because he's a superhero, but he's also, we bring him down to our human level. So he fights crime, he solves unbreakable riddles, he protects the innocent, he does what is required of him to accomplish his set of goals. That's very important because those are his set of goals. That's what he needs to do to accomplish these things. Pushes himself to his physical and mental limit, all in the context of what is required of him, in the context of his own goals. So a good question to ask: what if Batman's goals changed? What if it wasn't to fight crime? What if it wasn't to protect the innocent, at least in such a direct way? What if his goals changed? An even more interesting question, which I talked about in the newsletter, in the posting here: what if, and this is an exact, I'm pulling this straight from it, what if he applied his unbreakable willpower to a different profession? An even more interesting question is: what if Bruce Wayne set out to accomplish your goals? What would that look like? That is, to me, that is peak human performance as it applies to your life, if it's your goals, to my life, if it's my goals. That's how we apply this mindset. That's what the channel is it's really all about. I talk about these topics because I'm trying to set a foundation. I'm trying to lay a foundation and explain the groundwork for how we tackle our problems and how we accomplish the things that we want to accomplish in the lens of somebody like Bruce Wayne. How we apply that to our own lives. It's very, very, I believe it to be very, very important. And I know a lot of you guys agree because you guys have left comments and we've talked about it and we've discussed just how important this is for a lot of people. You guys have actually commented on a lot of my videos telling me how much more you think that I have to offer. And when you say that, I really see it as you're telling me that there's a lot more that this character has to offer than just workout advice, than just workout programs. And it does go a lot deeper than that. That is part of it, And that is a lot of fun to talk about. A lot of people post about that, and I love talking about it because working out is a big passion of mine. Improving myself physically, that is a passion, and I'm always going to continue to pursue that passion. But I also understand that that's not really everyone's priority, and not everybody is able to do that. Not everybody is able to perform physically at a certain level. There's many different levels to it, and what one person is doing in the gym might look completely different from what you're doing or what I'm doing. However, that person tailors their experiences to their goals. So what he's doing in the gym or at home or wherever they may be doing their training, physical or otherwise, that is optimized for his goals. And that is what we need to see as peak human performance. Peak human performance is performing in a way that is optimized for your goals. To be an engineer, if you want to be a mechanic, if you want to be a teacher, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a content creator, if you want to be a trainer, a physical trainer, a physical therapist, all these different professions, you need to figure out how you can perform at your highest level in your dedicated field. Because that's all Batman is doing. We see him as the peak human being, but he's really the peak human being at what he does. We have to be like Batman in that sense, in that we are laser focused on what we want to accomplish, and we will optimize our schedule, we will utilize our resources accordingly. That's what Batman is doing. That's what Bruce Wayne is about. And that is a lot about what I talk about here, the Bruce Wayne mindset. That is a humongous, that is pretty much at its core essentially what it is. Waking up every morning and making a decision, a very conscious and calculated decision to be better, to improve in any way, physically or mentally or spiritually or emotionally, to chase peak human performance in the context of your goals. That's what it means to be Batman. That is the character. To fail is human performance. To fail and try again is peak human performance. If you take anything from this video, take that. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you for all the support. And once again, I highly recommend that you guys check out the newsletter, completely free. And as always, I appreciate the support. Take care.